Hello everyone, welcome to my Diamond 1 Magna Warrior Adamancipator Sekka's Light deck profile. I just hit Diamond 1 this morning with this deck, and this is the deck I've been using throughout my whole climb, with a few tweaks along the way, but this was my end result. Basically, this deck aims to abuse the effect of Block Dragon, and it tries to combo going first, and ending with a board with Fossil Dyna and Naturia Beast. And then going second, it tries to break boards with hand traps, with kaijus, Gigantus, Block Dragon. It just tries its best to break the opponent's board going second. So to start off, I run 2 Alpha, 2 Beta, 3 Gamma, 3 Delta, and 1 Berserkion for the Magna Warriors. Alpha searches Berserkion, Beta searches Alpha and Delta, and sometimes Gamma. But really, you want to see Gamma off of any Adamancipator effects to kind of extend and keep your plays going. Delta is really nice because it's level 4, dumps a Magna Warrior, and you could use that with Gigantus to go into Gallon Granite. It's also nice to see it off of any effects like Gamma or an Adamancipator because it's more fuel in your graveyard for Block Dragon and Gigantus. And then 1 Berserkion. Berserkion was a lot more handy in the earlier ranks before Diamond. I used to summon him a lot more often, pop a bunch of things, and he was pretty sticky. But later on, I haven't been using him as much, so really it's just there for fuel that you search off of Alpha. And then for the Adamancipators, I max out on them. They're amazing. They're the only thing that keeps this deck going because they keep extending, and extending. So 3 Researcher, 3 Seeker, and 2 Analyzer. You basically just want to reveal anything off the top of your deck that you can summon, and it doesn't matter if it's a 4 or 3, it just depends on which way you're going. So if you're trying to go into Gallon Granite to get Block Dragon, then you want a 4. If you're trying to go into Naturia Beast, you try to get a level 3. Or you just pray you get something and then just keep extending from there. They're amazing, and they help to extend going second when you're trying to break a board too. And then I run 1 Fossil Dyna, which is the floodgate of the deck. It's part of the end board, and it's there to completely deter my opponent from doing anything. I end up buffing it with Union Carrier, so its attack is at 2500 at the end of it, and it really helps make people concede basically at the end of the day. So this is a great card, and its flip effect has come in handy too, actually, so that's been nice. I run 2 Doki Doki. Doki Doki is just an extender. You want to see it off an Adamancipator effect for the most part, but also too, it's a fine normal summon. You could summon it, dump a Delta, and summon like an Analyzer, or you could summon Quackmeteor Guardian. So it's very versatile, and it's really good. And you could use it to go into Herald of the Arclight. I had it at 3, I dropped it to 2, and I like it at 2. It comes in handy most of the time. Then I run 2 Gigantus. Gigantus is a nice extender. You're gonna have, this whole deck is mostly Earths, so you're gonna have an Earth in your grave for the most part. And its effect of popping spells and traps when it's destroyed by battle comes in handy a ton, because people are pretty nervous when they see it, and I usually would threaten battle phase, or I actually end up going into battle phase and popping their back row. So very useful card, and it's great too because it's great ways to go into Gallon Granite. I run 1 Quackmeteor Guardian. I think you can bump it up to 3 somehow. I just don't really know what to cut. This thing's amazing. It helps with comboing going first, it helps breaking boards going second, and it's just insanely useful. And then I run 3 Block Dragon, the best card of the deck by far. The only reason this deck can actually work. Basically, you search during the combo for Research or Seeker, and depending on what you need, but typically it's Fossil Dino or it's Gigantus, depending if you're going first or second. And it's the whole reason this deck can combo. Also, too, it extends itself by banishing 3, and also the effect of rocks not being destroyed by card effects come in handy a ton. People will forget about it, or it's just a nuisance and they're trying to break the board. Then I run 2 Sticky String Kaijus. I don't know why, I just like having the Kaijus going second. Since it's a monster focused deck, I like being able to try to break the board with it. And I feel very comfortable when it's in my hand, when my opponent's going first. Then I run 3 Gallus the Star Beast. I love this card. This card was more of like the joke, like the reason why I wanted to make the deck, because it was monster focused, so why not? It's an extender. But it comes in handy a lot. It does a lot of things. It first, obviously an extender. It dumps an extra card into the grave, so sometimes it'll dump Block Dragon. It'll dump an Nibiru and burn them a ton, and it adds fuel to your Earth engine that you're running. Also, too, it's a level 3 Earth, so you can go into Naturia Beast with it, and it's just a really nice extender to have for the deck. And then I run 2 Sekka's Light. Sekka's Light is just a free Pot of Greed for the deck. It typically is an Ash baiter, and if they don't Ash it, then it's an extra 2 cards that you can help extend with. And the extra filtering of the Banish effect comes in handy a lot too. Then for hand traps, I run 3 Max C because Max C is broken, 3 Ash Blossom. Obviously Ash Blossom is amazing, but also too, you can use it to stop their Max C, which is typically a combo killer for this deck. And then 3 Nibiru. Nibiru, it's a rock, so it even helps on top of it how helpful it is anyways. And it's so great right now. I love running it, and it comes in handy a ton. For the extra deck, I run a Herald of the Arclight. It's a level 4 that can go into Galagranite, and also too, its negate effect can help going first when you're trying to stop hand traps and things like that. The Naturia Beast is a part of the end board, and it's just amazing. There's a lot of spells in the meta right now, and it really kills a lot of decks once I summon this. I run 1 Naturia Barkion. It's not as useful. It comes in handy sometimes. Most of the time, I try to summon it when I'm versing Eldritch, but for the most part, I don't usually summon this. I run 1 Dante. This could be cuttable. I use it sometimes. It's nice for a Hail Mary when you summon a Gamma, summon Beta or Alpha, and you exceed into it. And you try to Hail Mary to try to get a Black Dragon. But that's basically its only use. It's helped me a few times, and it's a nice extender, but it can probably be cut and changed into something else. Gallant Granite is amazing. This is a way to search Block Dragon. It's a way to bait out hand traps, and it just comes in handy all the time. So great level 4. You're trying to get 2 level 4s to get into this as a part of the combo. And then for links, I run a Mrs. Radiant just as a generic link 2 that's Earth. And then I run a Hulk. Hulk is really nice because you can summon, first of all, it's an extender. It's a free extender, and you can summon any of the Adamancipators off of it. It's just really useful. And then I run the Nightmare Cerberus. Oh my god. Nightmare Cerberus. Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. They're all great in their own ways. It's even better because you don't necessarily need your hand sometimes. You can just dump it and banish those Earths from your grave with Block Dragon to keep extending. So they just come in handy breaking boards going second. I run 1 IP Masquerena. This is just great for a last ditch effort. If you don't really have other ways of going into anything else, you could just go into this, and it's a pretty big threat on its own. Threatening to go into Unicorn on your opponent's turn. Then I run 1 Union Carrier. Union Carrier is very crucial at the end board. I love being able to equip Block Dragon to Fossil Dyna and bumping its attack up by 1,000. So it comes in handy for the end board. And it's nice too sometimes just going second, or again, Hail Mary where you need to find a Block Dragon somehow. So I'll summon Union Carrier, use its effect to find Block Dragon, and at least you can get the searches off of it, even though you can't keep extending with it. So really great busted card. I run 1 Trigate Wizard. This could probably be cut. I used to be greedy and go into a really long combo that ended with a Trigate Wizard, but I've more found myself using its other effects now than the negate effect. Probably can be replaced with something else. It's an Earth. I've liked it. It's part of the deck that I used to run, so I don't know. I just like the card a lot. And of course, one Sharuja. This is a part of the combo. This is the way you summon Fossil Dyna at the end, and it helps buff the attack just a smidgen for Fossil Dyna. And it's a nice way to chain block your stuff. So you could summon things and chain block, and it comes in handy a lot. But its summon effect is crucial for the end board for Fossil Dyna. And then, of course, Access Code Talker. Best way to OTK, break boards going second, and it just really comes in handy. You're dumping a ton of Link monsters into the grave, so you can abuse its pop effect pretty easily. So yeah, that's the deck. I had it a slightly different, a lot more greedier previously. I didn't run as many hand traps, and I had a lot more extenders, but this is what I ended up with. I made sure to add Nibiru's, I added the Maxis, and it really was pretty consistent for the most part. It loves going first. It doesn't love going second, but it can do okay going second. But I find it fun. I have a good time running it, and it got me to Diamond 1, so I guess it's pretty good. So I would like to show my match history for the last few duels. I ended up going back and forth a lot from winning and losing when I got to Diamond 2. So yeah, back and forth a lot, back and forth. I had a little bit of a push, then I went back and forth, back and forth. And then I had a nice push at the end for 3 wins to get to Diamond 1. So I'll just quickly go through the replays for the last 3 games. So this one was versus Prank Kids. This took forever. This was like a 40-minute game. Like, I was trying to go to bed, and this guy just kept extending and kept playing and playing, and I had trouble trying to break his board. So he goes first. He does the Prank Kids stuff. I didn't open any hand traps, so I honestly thought this was game. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to win this. But I did have Sekka's Light and Block Dragon in hand with a Researcher, so I was pretty confident I could do something. So play it out, see what happens. So they keep comboing and comboing. Something I noticed with Prank Kids is that they struggle with dealing with Block Dragon, I guess. It seems like a lot of their effects is destroy. So just threatening a Block Dragon on the field is a nice deterrent from them doing anything. So they keep comboing. They don't end on a great board, but they end up going into their fusion at some point. I think we're here. So Sekka's Light, trying to bait out any hand traps or effects. I had an extra Block Dragon, shuffled it back in. Use Alpha to try to add Berserkion, which ends up working. Oh wait, I lied. It does not end up working. Okay, so yeah, someone's Battle Butler. And so my main thought at this point was how to deal with that. Block Dragon's pretty good at dealing with it. So I use Ash, let everything get summoned, and now I just try to extend as much as I can. So bait out the first destruction and end up passing. I didn't really want to commit to banishing my whole hand. I think there's a reason I didn't go into Block Dragon there. I can't remember though. So my opponent plays his board, and this was great timing for Nibiru to be in my hand. I'm glad that I shuffled it, my other Block Dragon away to add it, or to draw it with Sekka's Light. So my opponent can't beat me here. So I think he ends up going into another Battle Butler. Yeah. So I'm in an okay position here. Again, just trying to deal with the interruptions. Draw into a Doki Doki. Summon my Block Dragon. Summon Doki Doki. Ends up getting ashed. That's fine. I'd much rather that and get Block Dragon's effect than Doki Doki's effect going off. So go to Mrs. Radiant. Mrs. Radiant is pretty nice here because if it gets popped, which it does get popped right here, I believe, I can add something from my grave to my hand. So I had Gigantus back, go back into Gigantus, and start comboing off. Again, pops my board. So I just go into Block Dragon, go into the Verte, ended up passing. This duel was pretty long, so I was aiming for a grind game. So just trying to end with Block Dragon on the board at some point so I can get those searches off. So my opponent combos off. I believe that all of his Battle Butlers are in grave. Oh, maybe not. Not yet. So opponent combos and goes into whatever this thing's called, Weather Washer. So at this point, I was feeling pretty good. I'm like, okay, my opponent isn't really able to break the Block Dragon and deal with it. So I'm just gonna see what I can do to break his board. So I go into Cerberus, I try to pop the Washer, uses its effect, summons the 2 links, and I'm not 100% used to playing against Prank Kids, which I guess I should be, but I'm not. So I think I end up misplaying here a little bit. Let's see. So I get the 3 searches, combo off the Adamancipators. I think I end up summoning a Pokemon Guardian, which I feel a lot more comfortable with this on the board. So I go in Unicorn just to go into Access Code Talker. And this is where I thought to myself where I messed up and I should have had gone into Tri-Wizard instead of Unicorn. And I try popping the Cock-a-doodle-doo. For some reason I can't pop it. So I was thinking, okay, let me go into Tri-Wizard here and try to do the 7,000 damage with this not being able to be destroyed by battle. And I was pretty confident I could do it. I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. But come to find out, I didn't have enough to banish to summon another monster or summon Block Dragon again. It's like, oh, I have just enough. I did not have just enough. I didn't realize that Tri-Wizard doesn't double its own attack or double its own damage. So I was 200 off. And I was a little frustrated at that point. I was like, well, that's game. So I let my opponent play and just hope that I could break whatever board he summons here. But he's running out of steam. So at this point, I believe my opponent just kind of gives up. Realizing that I have a lot more attack than he could deal with. Then I got really lucky for the next 2 games. Pretty lucky. I end up going first with very limited hand traps to deal with. So that really helped me push through the last 3 wins there. Or last 2 wins. So again, opening a really good hand here. Sekka's Light, Block Dragon in hand, a nice extender, Doki Doki, Adamancipator, Analyzer. Great cards to have going first. So trying to bait out the Ash, and I do bait out the Ash, and that feels great. So I'm hoping that there's nothing else to deal with, so I start comboing off. Use Doki Doki, go into Analyzer, find whatever I can off the top. Doesn't necessarily matter because I do have Block Dragon in my hand. So I end up going to Hulk and find the Seeker, go into Block Dragon, go into this Saryuja, find the 2 Adamancipators and the Fossil Dyna. Now go into Naturia Beast after I extend a little bit more. I believe my opponent just concedes at some point. Maybe not. I think he actually played that his turn. So go Naturia Beast. I don't exactly know why I didn't put him in the middle here. But that's okay. I mean, 2200 is pretty hard to beat. Oh, right, because I wanted to go into IP. Right. So banish 3 more. Block Dragon down. And then some of the Fossil Dyna. And then equip Block Dragon, 2 Fossil Dyna. So if you look, I've got a Floodgate. No spells can be used for the most part. and an IP here for last ditch effort, which I don't have I don't have anything in my hand, so I can't really go into unicorn, but I figured it was there as a threat. And my opponent concedes. So this was a nice end board with very few interruptions. And then for this one again, I ended up going first for my last game to Diamond 1, which felt nice. And I believe my opponent didn't end up opening any hand traps. Let me see. Again, as you can see, God Hand, I had another Block Dragon, an Analyzer, and an Extender. So, such a great hand. And I very easily combo off with this hand. So I start off with the Beast, just to see if there's any hand traps, but I end up finding a Quackimir Guardian off the top. So at that point, I knew that I could go into full combo. And I was starting to feel pretty confident that I'd win this game. Unless there was some sort of infinite impermanence or something like that, or Dark Duel No More, something like that I have to deal with. So I, again, do the full combo, go Naturia Beast, Union Carrier, Fossil Dyna. I used the Researcher already, so I couldn't keep extending, but that's fine. Just the Naturia Beast Fossil Dyna combo is good enough. And keeping Quackimir Guardian on the field is even better. So I bring back Block Dragon so I can go into Union Carrier. Bring back Block Dragon, summon the Fossil Dyna, and pass. So my opponent's got to deal with a Naturia Beast, a buffed up Fossil Dyna, and a Quackimirio. End up versing Eldritch. Sets 4. I was a little nervous here because that's 4 traps and I had no idea what it could be. Throws down a Skill Drain. I'm like, that's fine. I could deal with that. I'm just going to go for it. And they didn't really have anything else to do. So that was it. And that was the last game for Diamond 1. So I had a great time playing this deck. I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's a little wonky, you know, it's off meta. It's just there for fun, but it got me here. So I really had a good time playing it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned a little bit about the deck. I have other videos on my channel you could check out that showcases the deck a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of the Magna Warrior Adamancipator decks. So if you have any suggestions or if you want any feedback from me, just let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.